ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यामनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यैश्वरम्. Wonderful. Thank you for joining. We are starting. I did not cover the ninth point here on Nectar of Devotion Chapter 6, which is entitled as How to Discharge Devotional Service. So in this, ninth point says one should carefully avoid the various offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord or in worshipping the deity in the temple. I want to share a slide which is okay. Let me share this and see. Do you see the 10 offenses to the holy name?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. So actually, Vyasdev in Padma Puran defined these. It's not that something which is created by ISKCON, sorry. So, first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life in propagating the holy name of the Lord. What does that mean? There are devotees who are putting their life and soul to propagate Krishna consciousness or spread Krishna consciousness. And if we try to criticize that, that is one of the offenses. Now, one may say, what is the difference between sin and offense? So, sin can be counteracted by doing an atonement or doing activities which can eradicate the sin. But offenses cannot be eradicated. And offenses are very difficult. They are like mad elephants. So if you have a nice garden, if a mad elephant enter in that garden, it will ruin everything. And that is how these offenses are like mad elephants on the path of bhakti. They'll ruin everything. And that is why one has to be very careful to not perform or not to make sure we don't do these 10 offenses. The second one is to consider the names of demigod like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of names of Lord Vishnu. And again, this is specific to people who are practicing bhakti yoga and who actually accept Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So we are not discussing about other people who are worshipping demigod. But when we come on the path of bhakti, one can respect devatas, but one should not put them on the same platform as Lord Vishnu. That is another offense. That we should not bring ordinary people. What to talk about ordinary people, even devatas, not to put the same platform as Lord Vishnu. That is a second offense. The third offense is to disobey the orders of spiritual master. So whatever guru is telling, we should follow those instructions. Now, very interestingly, we see in Bali Maharaj and Vaman Dev's pastime, what happens there? Bali Maharaj's guru is telling Shukracharya that you should not surrender to Vishnu. Now, should he follow or he shouldn't follow? Based on this instruction, we should not disobey the orders of spiritual master. But here, the spiritual master is taking him away from Vishnu. So we shouldn't follow that spiritual master who is not taking us to the path of bhakti. So one has to be very careful to understand who should be the guru and whose instruction we should follow. And once we know he is an authentic guru, we should follow his instruction to the heart. The fourth one is to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to Vedic version. Oh no, this is wrong, this is not applicable, this is very old, that applies in previous life, but it doesn't apply now. We should not blaspheme Vedic scriptures because they are the voice of God. They are non different from God because God speaks about that. The fifth one is to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Means what? We concoct our own way why we should chant. Oh, when I chant, I make a lot of money. Or when I chant, I can show off that how spiritual I am. So one should not give interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Maybe Hare is this, maybe Krishna is this. No. Whatever is a literal meaning that has to be taken, and that is actually sixth. Seven is to commit sinful activities on the strength of holy name. Means what? Using the holy name, one performs sinful activity, either harming others or taking benefit from others by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra should not be used as a base to perform sinful activities. Oh, which means, oh, anyhow I'm chanting, which means now I don't have to worry about I can do any nonsense. I can eat anything and I can do anything. No. On the strength of the holy name, one should not perform sinful activities. The eighth is to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activity which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity. So there are sections in Vedas called as Karma Kanda, which are emphasizing on performing activities to attain higher planet, Swargaloka. We should not chant Hare Krishna with that purpose, thinking that, oh, you know what, if this is same as Karma Kanda, then I will receive something higher, which is not on the spiritual plane, which is on the material plane. Nine is to instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. So we may come across various people who have no interest in bhakti, and when you try to preach them, they start criticizing, oh, why this, why that, and all that stuff. We should not instruct such people about the glories of the holy name. And the last one, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is very important, 10th one. And that is probably main reason we don't develop taste in holy name. Why? Because we still maintain material attachment. There is one way to maintain the life, and there is another one to be attached to the life and activities in life. And unfortunately, I'm just thinking about myself while speaking. I have so many attachment. I have to take care of so many activities at home. Not just that, but I'm attached. And that is one of the important thing, that when we read scriptures, when we gain that knowledge, now we are clear. So for an example, a person who comes from India and drives in America and then does not follow the rules, you may say, oh, I haven't read the manual here. But when you get the license here, you go through exam, which means you understood these instruction. But after even understanding, if you break the rule, then there is a penalty. Why? Because there is rules. You should already know because you already got a driving license based on these. So one should actually understand that once I have a knowledge, I have a higher responsibility to play. And the second part is it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting, which means while chanting, I'm performing certain activities, watching on the phone or just taking care of other things. I'm checking emails or just looking around here and there. And this is one of the important reason. If we do not give attention to the holy name and we just chant it just like that, like a parrot is trying to sing, it will not give us benefits. The benefit will be very minimal. Benefit will still be there. But when we try to chant attentively, chanting the name of Krishna, remembering that, and try to focus by hearing, that will give us much more benefits than anything else. I'll pause here and see if there are any questions or comments on any of these.
Looks like I'm not following any one of these Prabhuji.
Roji,
Apologies.
I am struggling as well.
Um,
However, one of the point which I had heard it, if you follow this principle, which is to be attentive while chanting, that will counteract all other nine offenses as well. Because now when you are attentive, the holy name will purify and other nine offenses you will not do. So one should only work on this thing. Can I just make sure when I'm chanting, I'm hearing the mantra which I'm chanting? And that will actually change the whole ball game and then will help you and to not get into those other nine offenses.
Prabhu, when you chant and you got interrupted with someone from someone
Mm.
and you have to pause. So
Ah.
is that count or not count?
It's okay because now you have to attend. For an example, children are calling. I don't want to tell them, oh no, wait. So it's okay. And that's why what we do is we generally try to chant in the morning. Why? Because the morning disturbance will be less. I'm not occupied by XYZ activities.
Mm,
However, if we are not able to do that, like in my situation, I have to cook for kids, so I cannot chant all my 16 rounds in the morning before sun rises.
mhm.
So then I ended up chanting later once they go to school. And then I accept that there is going to be certain kind of disturbance happening. Something happened here, something happened here. Or sometimes if I can't finish my rounds by 9 a.m., then the meeting starts. Then what I do is I just leave the round and then I do it when I just do it.
Yeah.
Or if it is just a few seconds of pause, someone is talking, you answer. But this should not happen saying that while I'm talking to answer and I'm chanting Hare Krishna, or someone is talking, listening them, but at the same time I'm chanting Hare Krishna. Then you can't hear both the
Yeah.
things together.
Yeah.
And that is how one has to really think about. I am also struggling, and while telling you, I am also trying to remind myself because
Yeah, I
this is
try to in between where there is no disturbance, and
yeah,
before I go to sleep, I do that because in my subconscious mind, I want to get that.
yeah, very nice. That's good. One should try to avoid, and if it is not avoidable, that's okay sometimes. But one has to remember, I have to come to that platform because once you have the higher platform set, then you will work towards it. But if it's not known, then you will never get to know where am I heading towards. Cool. Any other comments?
I just heard, Prabhu, you said that before that the ritual and bhakti.
Huh.
So one Prabhu was saying, huh, so who's better? Bhakti is better or ritual is better? Of course,
Mm,
bhakti is better. Then they were also saying, but whoever did the rituals, although if they might not be bhakta,
mm,
but they still did the rituals,
mm.
so they will still get the benefit just because if you drink a poison you will die no matter what. But so is that like by technically speaking, so they have the same thing, so I was like, okay, but
So here is a question for you. A person who attained 50 percentage, another person who attained 95 percentage, both passed.
yeah, the higher grade, of course.
Yeah, will get more salary, right? Do you agree or
Mhm.
no?
Yes,
Ideally,
of course.
there
Yeah.
could be exceptions, right?
Hmm.
When someone is performing bhakti and when someone is performing ritualistic activities, they are both attaining something. But what they are attaining is there is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because when you perform pious activities, when you perform these religious activities, it may take you to the higher planet, maybe to Swargaloka, maximum to Brahmaloka. and that is like very very difficult. I don't want to even get in there. If ordinary people will come, just forget it, man. You will just be here or maybe go down. So what is the outcome? You will still live in material world. If you perform bhakti, what is the outcome? You are out of the cycle of birth and death.
Prabhu, can you clarify one more thing? You
Hmm.
said before, I got that before, but I still forgetting the liberation or mukti.
Yes.
So
So what is liberation mean? Okay. Let me show this 14 planetary systems. Everything boils around that one.
so people were asking me before what is
Yeah.
liberation, and is that means they are not getting a birth and death circle. I'm like, I don't think, but I
Can
think
you
they're
see
still
the
getting.
screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, and I will. Can I zoom in more? I don't know. Okay. So where are we? We are on Earth planet. This
Yes.
is middle planet. You see that? This is where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay. Under that, you see Patala, Vitala, Sutala. These are some of them are hellish planets.
Yes.
So when you do not utilize human form properly, you go to the lower planets.
Mm-hmm.
When you perform material activities perfectly by following the scriptures, you can promote yourself from here to these planets. It could be sun planet, it could be moon planet, it could be Swargaloka, it could be Tappaloka, it could be Satyaloka. Maximum you can attain is Brahmaloka, which is here. Satyaloka is the Brahma's Loka, sorry. You're with me so far?
Yes, Prabhu.
So if you're performing ritual, at most you can go here. Okay? Now this is
Mm-hmm.
one universe. When the destruction happens, first and foremost thing, everyone who is in this planet, any of these planet, they have a beginning and end. They have a manufacturing date, they have an expiry date, they have a birth date, they have a death date. Even Brahma. Only difference is that when you go higher, the amount of duration of life may be higher, will be higher. You're with me so far?
Yeah, okay.
Now, above all these universes, and all these universes have living entities, like similar one. This is just one zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Above that is a Brahman Jyoti. This is liberation.
Okay.
Brahman Jyoti is the light emanating from Krishna's body. Like sun is the Surya Dev. From
Mm-hmm.
Surya Dev, there is a light emanating. Light is not Surya Dev. The light is emanating from Surya Dev. So wherever light is there, definitely sun god is there. But light is not sun god. Same way, Brahman Jyoti is the effulgence which is coming from Lord's body.
Okay.
So when you talk about mukti, you can sorry, this is the liberation. This is one part of liberation, okay? Or you can attain liberation in any of these planets.
Okay.
Okay. You can even attain liberation to Vaikuntha planet and be there. However, bhakti, which is the highest place, does not only give you liberation. Liberation is guaranteed for bhakta. When you perform bhakti, liberation is a byproduct. When you make a ghee, butter is a byproduct.
Yeah.
Whether you want or do not want, the butter will come.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do perform bhakti, liberation will anyhow come. But you you do not accept liberation, you accept serving Krishna directly. And Krishna and his Gopas and Krishna and his Sakhis. And that is a difference between the liberation which is automatically there, but Bhakta wants to engage in the service. So liberation can start from here to anywhere based on that mood or based on what he's performing. So if one is worshipping Sadashiva and he's following everything perfectly, then he will reach to Sadashiva planet and he'll be liberated.
Okay.
Does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Is there any way you can this picture or this
Yeah.
page or
I'll
something?
send
Or
you after this class.
thank you.
Because this is where most of the questions are answered.
Prabhuji, just a question, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So the souls whoever reaches to Kailas or wherever,
Hmm.
they cannot come back to again earthly
Ah,
planet,
now,
Prabhu.
now you get into the matter. The reality is that we were all in spiritual world. You know that, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
How did we come here? We came from spiritual world. We were living in spiritual world. We did not born in our body is born in material world, but soul is
So,
not appear here, right?
yes, Prabhu.
Soul, first time the soul is in spiritual world. And then the soul says, hey, why are everybody worshipping Krishna? Why he has so many girlfriends? Why everyone is talking about why not me? Oh, then you are incompatible. We are not compatible in spiritual world. We have to come to material world. So the soul originates from spiritual world. But what kind of soul originates? What kind of soul falls down from their original position? Not the devotees who are in Golok Vrindavan. These are the devotees, either they are in Brahman Jyoti or any of these planets in terms of maximum to Kailash. Even from like Ayodhya is also Vankutadam, right? Dwarka is also a Vankutadam. Devotees do not fall from there. Devotees only fall from Brahman Jyoti up to Kailash. Did I answer your question, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Or that raised another question?
Yeah, another question, Prabhuji. You said in the beginning, we came from the spiritual planet. So
Yes.
earlier we lived with Krishna, right? Then, Prabhuji, I mean, obviously, right?
If
So,
we are with Krishna Prabhu, we won't be come back.
okay,
I said wrong line that there. If
okay,
we are with Krishna, we will not come back because what is Krishna's abode? If I go back to this picture, this
okay,
is here, Prabhu. We
okay,
are talking about the souls who are here.
okay.
They fall back because their ultimate destination is liberation. Arey, I want to get out of cycle of birth and death. We don't want to get out of cycle of birth and death. We want that because we want to be eternal to serve Krishna. You got my point, right? Our goal is not to get out of cycle of birth and death because that is up to liberation. The Gyanis do that. Arey, I don't want to come here. I want to get out of cycle of birth and death. But our purpose is we want to serve Krishna. And birth and death is getting out of cycle of birth and death is part of it. But main goal is serving Krishna. Clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, bro. So,
Okay.
Prabhuji, one more question. So just, even the last year when I saw the Kumbh Mela, right? It happened this year,
Yes.
right, Prabhuji?
Yes, very good. Go ahead. Yes.
All sadhus, yogis, they are in a different getup. I think they live in Himalayas. So they're all like yogis, Prabhuji. They are,
This is a good question, Prabhu. Because connection to God is internal. Who is on what platform you cannot know.
okay,
Based on the practices, you may realize what this is going to. Yes, they are yogis, but some of them, even in the yogi dress, may be still connected to Krishna and
Krishna.
worshipping that. For an example, four Kumaras who are son of Brahma, they are yogis. Where they live, actually, they live here. Where is that? Tapaloka. But they do not belong to this universe, or they do not belong to particular universe. They are siddhas, but they live in Tapaloka. And when the annihilation happens, they go on top Janaloka and then go above that, but they are not destroyed that way. So they are yogis, Prabhuji. They are jnana yogis, and yogis also could be karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi. So they are also differentiated, and their practices differ from that perspective.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hannah, got it? Any other comment?
No, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, we have so many questions. Only thing is, if we keep asking, we're gonna
So this
have
is
to
good.
go to sidetrack.
We have a reading club. We are just reading here together. And
Yeah.
questions, when we ask, when we have questions clear, I should be clear where is my goal? How am I different from others? What are we targeting about? If I don't know how Oxford University is a better university than other university, then I would not even aspire for Oxford University, right? I'm just putting a hypothetical this. I have to know what are the credentials for that university. So you should know what are your credentials here. So we should clarify that. But good you brought that. Can we continue here?
Sure.
Okay. Tenth is one should be very intolerant toward the blasphemy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. We discussed that last time. Without following the above mentioned 10 principles, one cannot properly elevate himself to the platform of sadhana bhakti or devotional service and practice. That is what we are doing. Altogether, Rupa Goswami mentions 20 items, and all of them are very important. Out of 20, now this is getting into selection, narrow down. What are these three? Accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, which means having a guru, taking initiation from guru, which means coming into the disciplic succession and following his instruction, and serving him with respect and reverence are the most important. Can you, this is a lot of times in our life, no? We are so crowded, so much going on in life. We need shortcut. Hey, can you tell me how? Just give me short summary. What should I do? And Rupa Goswami is saying, out of these 20 items, what are the three things? Accepting the shelter of spiritual master, taking initiation from him, and submissively with respect following him. These are the three most important activities of in sadhana bhakti out of these 20. The next important items are as follows. One should decorate the body with tilak, which is a sign of Vaishnava. The idea is that as soon as a person sees these marks on the body of Vaishnava, he'll immediately remember Krishna. There is so much to speak about it. I didn't prepare that way. But when you wear a tilak, which we wear, even Yamraj doesn't come close to you. That is the power of just applying tilak on our body. It's not just a ritual that you're identifying that I belong to this sect or I belong to this religion or I belong to this temple. When you apply the tilak on your forehead, even the Yamraj doesn't come close. And that is what is being spoken here.
Prabhu, I do have a question towards that.
Please.
Um, like at some point, like we are living in this part of world, some people they are even in India. I have seen so many times, even recently,
Mm,
small kids they are they're like in the school they're Vaishnavas. They put
mm,
a tilak,
mm.
and like the teacher they're throwing them up from the out of the class. They're saying you're not allowed.
Wow.
India, in West Bengal, in some or other places, like where we should go. Like in my work, like I 100 and 200% definite. If I put a tilak, they say they're not gonna say anything. They will have huge racism against me, like towards me.
Wow. Yeah, that's okay not to wear. Um,
It is something that I can do on, like no one can see. At least I know.
you can apply the tilak in the morning when you wake up and when you leave for the work, you can rub it off, or when you come home, if you take a bath, then you apply the tilak. That's okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
because because for me it turned out to be good actually when I apply the tilak, because people ask me what is it, and then I started talking about Krishna, so that helps.
It
um
helps. If I think it helps towards those such a people, they
Correct.
are open towards
Yeah.
learning new things
Yeah,
and not
avoid that,
work
avoid that.
together. Yeah.
That's okay. We are not, what do you call it, orthodox is not a right word. I don't know what we call it is.
We don't harm anyone. Like
Yeah, no, no,
following
what I'm saying
Vaishnavas.
is that we are not just, oh, I want to do it. We don't want to just do it for the sake of doing. It's okay to not wear.
Yeah.
Religious, Prabhuji, you're saying?
No, no, not religious, Prabhu. There are people who like, whatever happens, I'll just do it, and then they get, I don't know, simple English word, but some it doesn't come up on my brain. So,
Also, Prabhu, with wearing tilak, can
fanatic,
you?
fanatic is the right word. That, oh, I fanatic, which means whatever happens, I'll do, even if I get fired. We are not fanatics. We are practical. Go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah. So even wearing um you are not supposed to go to funeral or somewhere else? Is that
No,
something like law?
no,
And I
you
mean,
should wear tilak everywhere.
okay.
In fact, it is better to wear the tilak when you go for funeral or any of those ceremonies.
Thank you, bro.
Wonderful. Lord Chaitanya said that a Vaishnava is who, when seen, reminds one of Krishna. Therefore, it is essential that Vaishnava mark his body with tilak to remind others of Krishna. In marking such tilak, sometimes one may write Hare Krishna on the body. One should accept flowers and garland that have been offered to the deity and spiritual master and put them on one's body. To dance before the deity. This is very interesting. I haven't seen before coming to Krishna consciousness that we dance in the Aarti. I just got to see in ISKCON that we dance together in the Kirtan. Otherwise, people will just stand and just maximum they'll clap. But here it's specifically spoken saying that one should dance, learn to dance before the deity, not to show off, but to please the deity. One should learn to bow down immediately upon seeing the deity or the spiritual master. I was just listening. Duryodhana, even if it was raining, he will never carry an umbrella. Why? Because he didn't want anyone above him. That was his ego. Even if he get wet in rain, but he would not take the umbrella because umbrella is above him. Now one may say, then how about the mukut he would wear? Mukut, that is his part of his body he would consider, but otherwise he would never have anything put. So to signify his position as a king, he would wear that mukut. But one, when actually bows down in front of the Lord, front of spiritual master, it shows that I am submissive and my ego is not big. As soon as one visit the temple of Lord Krishna, one must stand up, not just sleep there or sit there. One must stand up first when the temple opens or when this there. When the deity is being born for a stroll in the street, a devotee should immediately follow the procession. In this connection, it may be noted that in India, especially a Vishnu temple, the system is that apart from the big deity who is permanently situated in the main area of the temple, there is set of smaller deities that are taken in procession in the evening. So big deities are not taken outside of the temple. There are small. Those are called as
Prabhu, in Tamil and Telugu, we say Utsavamurti.
Utsav Murti, correct. Thank
Yeah.
you, Prabhuji. Utsav, yes, festival. Utsav is festival. So those are the deities which who go out, and when that celebration happens, one should follow, and that's what it is. In some temple, it is a custom to hold a big procession in the evening with the band playing a nice big umbrella over the deities, who sit on decorated thrones on the cart or a palanquin which is carried by devotees. The deities come out on the street and travel in neighborhood while the people of neighborhood come out to offer prasad. The resident of neighborhood all follow the procession, so it is very nice scene. When the deity is coming out, the servitor in the temple put forward the daily accounts before them. So much was to collections, so much was expenditure. Like in our temple, when the morning program starts, then Tulsi Puja finishes. After that, we announce how many books were distributed for the pleasure of the Lord. Not that I talk about I earned so much money and all this. So not us in connection to in connection to Lord Vishnu. Yeah, so much was to expenditure. The whole idea is that the deity is considered to be the proprietor of the whole establishment, and all the priests and other people taking care of temple are considered to be the servants of the deity. This system is very, very old and still followed. So therefore, it is mentioned here that when the deity is on the stroll, the people should follow behind. A devotee must visit a Vishnu temple at least once or twice every day. Not possible, but you can, in the mind, you can still chanting the name of Krishna is not different from visiting Krishna's temple. Morning and evening. In Vrindavan, this system is followed very strictly. All the devotees in town go every morning and evening to visit different temples. Therefore, during these times, there are considerable crowds all over the city. There are about 5,000 temples in Vrindavan city. Of course, it is not possible to visit all the temples, but there are at least 1 dozen very big and important temples which were started by Goswami must be visited. Any comments or questions here? All good?
You said in Brindaban, which temple?
There are 5,000 temples, out of which there are few temples which were created by Goswamis, and I'll share that link, Mataji. I have two items to give you. One is this cosmology, which I'll share, and I'll tell you what temple and who established those temples.
Okay. I was watching that Bake Bihari Ji's mandir,
Yes, that is one of them.
one of them, right?
Radha
And then
Damodaran is
it
there.
was
Radha Madan Mohan is there. Radha
yes,
Gopinath is there.
yes. Prabhu, the Bake Bihari Ji temple, it stole my heart when I heard the story that they cannot open the parda for two.
Because he will run away.
Yeah, because he will run away with bhaktas
Yeah,
because
that is why they
devotees.
don't want to see anyone. अरे बंद करो भगवान भाग जाएंगे.
It happened once. That's
हाँ,
why they started doing that.
yes. That is. It's not a
It
mentally
gave
this.
me goosebumps. Oh my god.
Vrindavan is a very special place, Mataji.
Yeah.
Very nice. We will read the ninth point. One must circumambulate the temple building at least three times. And you see, in India, here it is not very easy to do. But in India, they keep a place around the temple so that you can do a parikrama of the temple.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is a very important aspect, actually, and this is what is being highlighted. In every
They
temple, there
also
is
say that you should, even after parikrama, you should sit down and chant.
yes, that
Not
is
like you go and do darshan and come back, because you don't feel spiritually connected, because
correct.
all the rushing of people, all the people are like rush 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 rush, because darshan doesn't happen for a long time. It's just like a fraction of seconds. You have to keep chanting to like see in your subconscious mind.
This is very important. Thank you for bringing that. And even when we circumambulate the temple, we do it three times. Some devotees go around more than three times, 10 times, 15 times according to their vows. The Goswamis used to circumambulate Govardhan Hill. Oh, Krishna, that is like
That's
minimum
huge.
6 hours. Minimum 6 hours by feet.
Wow.
But Vrindavan Vasis do it every day. One should also circumambulate the whole Vrindavan area. One must worship the deity in the temple according to regulative principles, offering arti, prasad, decorating the deity, and these things must be observed regularly. One must render personal service to deities. One must sing. One must perform sankirtan. One must chant. One must offer prayers. One must recite notable prayers. One must taste Mahaprasad, food offered from the very plate offered before the deities. One must drink Charnamrit, water from the bathing of the deities which is offered to guests. Any ISKCON temple you go, there'll be Charnamrit. One must smell the incense and flowers offered to deities. One must touch the lotus feet of the deity, which is not possible all the time. There are some limitation, but whenever someone can, we should do that. One must see the deity with great devotion, like you were saying. One should chant and see the deities with great devotion. One must offer arti at different times. One must hear about the Lord and pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar books like we are reading. One must pray to the deity for mercy. One should remember the deity. Like one of the things we generally do on 31st December is we have a puzzle, or we have Kahoot, and we would ask what kind of clothes deities are wearing, what color are they wearing, what kind of decoration is there. It's not just you take the deities, see, and oh yeah, they are beautiful. You also have to remember what they are wearing and all that stuff. And that is what is being. One must pray to the deity for his mercy. One should remember the deity. One should meditate upon the deity. One should render some voluntary service, like maybe sometime cleaning the temple or any of other activities. One should think of the Lord as one's friend. One should offer everything to the Lord. One should offer a favorite article such as food or a garment. One should take all kind of risk and perform all endeavors for Krishna's benefit. In every condition, one should be surrendered souls. One should pour water on the tulsi trees. Prabhupada actually put in so many these aspects in our daily life. Regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Every ISKCON temple there is a Bhagavatam class in the morning. One should live in sacred place like Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka. We covered that. We can physically may not be able to live, but in the mind, we can actually live there. One should offer service to Vaishnava or devotees. One should arrange one's devotional service according to one's means. Not that I am a king, then I do that based on the king. But if I'm struggling for my 2 meals, you do based on your capacity. In the month of Kartik, one should make arrangement for special services. Just coming in few days, actually, Kartik. Kartik is the month of Srimati Radharan. Very, very special. Anything you do in that month multiplies by 1,000 times. If you chant one round, equivalent to 1,000 rounds.
When
If
is
you,
Prabhu?
it's starting just tomorrow is this Thursday is the Dashera. It just starts after that. I'll share you the exact dates, Mataji.
So is that the same day the Ekadashi?
I think yes. That is so. It is
So it's the
starting from
Kartika
Friday. Yes,
Ekadashi.
correct. Thank you. This is starting from Friday. Correct.
Okay.
And if you perform Ekadashi on Kartik, which is equivalent to performing 1,000 Ekadashis, very special. Not that I'm trying to multiply and say it here, it's a truth. That's a very special month. Thank you for that. One, where was I? Yeah. Yeah. One should offer service to Vaishnava, one should arrange one's service according to. In the month of Kartik, one should make arrangement for special services. We have to offer every day lamp. If you can't do it twice, at least once a day, you should offer the lamp. During Janmashtami, the time of Krishna's appearance in the world, one should observe a special service. One should do whatever is done with great care and devotion for the deity. One should relish the pleasure of Bhagavatam reading among devotees and not among outsiders. One should associate with devotees who are considered more advanced. One should chant the holy name of the Lord. One should live in the jurisdiction of Mathura. Many points actually covered. Any comments or reflection?
Prabhu, I was gonna say. Okay, so you said that before. Like I have Krishna, Radha Krishna Murti in my temple.
Hmm.
Plus, I have Vishnu and Lakshmi Devi in Murti in my temple,
Hmm.
and Shiva. So I have few things here and there. So what should I
Yes.
do?
Yes, Masaji. If 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 you are
I
if you are okay, I will tell you, Lord Shiva cannot be on the same platform as Lord Vishnu and Krishna because Lord Shiva is a devotee of Krishna. So he cannot be on the same platform. So you can have other places where these devtas can live if that's okay with you. Nobody is getting into contradiction with you. Ideally, they should not be in your temple altar. On the altar, Vishnu is okay, Lakshmi is okay. Ideally, you have Radha Krishna. You shouldn't have more than that. You can have Gaur Nitai. That's it.
okay. So Radha Krishna, Lakshmi,
If
Devi
you,
Narayan.
yeah, if you want to keep, you can keep them. But Radha Krishna are not different from Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi. So better to just keep Radha Krishna.
And now in the temple, it doesn't matter which direction I put.
It's okay if you don't have it there, but generally it is considered to be east or north direction.
I have my northeast direction, the corner of that
Yes, yes, that is wonderful.
temple. But in which side of Vishnu I should put Sriji Thakurji?
Radha Krishna should be in the center.
Okay, and Narayan and Lakshmi should be the right or the left?
You can keep them left.
Left. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Because I was in a dilemma for so long. I just don't know
You
what to do.
there are some devotees who get offended. Oh नहीं, मैं इतना भगवान का पूजा करा, ऐसे कैसे उनको निकाल दूंगा. I get offenses, something bad will happen to me. These are all misconception, and that's why I just wanted to be very honest there. On the altar it should be only Radha Krishna, Gaur Nitai. That is it. We don't have to put more devtas there because they cannot be on the same platform.
So I used to do Shivaratri.
You
Uh,
can still do Shivratri. you can still offer milk to Lord Shiva and you beg that I please give me Krishna Bhakti. He will be very happy to do that.
But where do I do that? In my temple, if I
You
take
can
out
have
the.
outside the temple. I don't know how is your like temple is on some table or something like that. You
No,
can
it's on the, like, yeah, small table, and on top of that, there is a
yeah.
temple.
So on the table on the sides you can remove Lord Shiva and you can put it there. And even if you in the mind you do that, you offer the milk. If you offer to Krishna, it is automatically offered to Lord Shiva also.
That's what I thought. Like, can I just do, because I wanted to donate those murti to
Yes.
a temple, and
Yes.
I was gonna keep Radha Krishna. So I know it's everything
Wonderful.
towards him. So if I
Yes.
if I want to do even Shivratri, I can also offer the same
You
thing to
can
Krishna,
still,
isn't
yes.
it?
Yes.
Okay,
Because
thank
even
you.
if you offer to Lord Shiva, he ultimately takes it to Krishna only.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Very good. Thank you. We will cover last paragraph for today. Now the total regulative principle come to an aggregate of 64 items. So far we covered 64 items. 20 we covered before, then we covered 44. And out of which we identified two are main, three are main, which we covered before. As we have mentioned, the first are the primary 10 regulative principles, then come to secondary 10 regulative principles, and added to these are 44 other activities. So altogether, these are 64 items for discharging regulative practice of devotional service. Out of this, nobody can say, "Oh, how can I worship Krishna? What are the mechanism I should use?" So much variety is there. So much variety, right? So one can perform that. So altogether, yeah, out of these 64 items, 5 items, namely worshipping the deity, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating among the devotees, Sankirtan, and living in Mathura are very important. So out of 64 now, earlier we covered 3 out of those 20. Now we are covering 5 out of all 64. What are those? Worshipping the deity, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating among the devotees. Right now, though it is virtual, but we are associating with each other as devotees. Sankirtan, which is doing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, chanting or doing Sankirtan, and living in Mathura are very important. Any comments? Okay, we'll
No, Prabhu.
go ahead. Okay, last paragraph. The 64 items of devotional service should include all of our activities of body, mind, and speech. Very important. Whenever we perform any of these activity, all three should be engaged. Not that my mind is thinking about what happened next, what will happen to my job, what will happen to 100K and all that stuff. No, we should be putting our body, mind, and speech all together in serving. As stated in the beginning, the regulative principle of devotional service enjoins that all of our senses must be employed in the service of the Lord. Exactly how they can be thus employed is described in the above 64 items. Now, Srila Rupa Goswami will give evidence from different scriptures supporting the authenticity of many of these points. Because one may say, अरे ये तो रूप गोस्वामी ने लिखा. How can I believe that this is coming from scripture? Now he's going to give the evidences for all these 64, which all places it is taken from. That we are finishing chapter 6. Any comments or reflections before we end?
Prabhu, I know you said that you're gonna send me the link for the Cosmo
Cosmology.
report.
Mhm.
Yes. Now, one can some other people will ask me.
Yeah, you can share that with them. And if they have a question, they can ask you, or you can bring those questions here.
Only thing is, they argue with me most of the time. Like, how
No,
does it even
no point
proven?
in no point in discussing that. Forget it. Those people are not. That's what you are think reading about 10 offenses.
Yeah.
Faithless person. A person has a faith, like I told you just now,
Yeah.
that Mataji, you shouldn't have Lord Shiva in other devatas on the altar. You said yes. If you say this to someone else who doesn't have a faith, they will say, "अरे ये क्या बकवास करते रहते हैं, पूरा दिन कृष्ण कृष्ण करते रहते हैं, ये कोई सही है क्या?" So for such people, there is no point in discussing. करो जो करना है आपको. We are here not to argue. We are here to help. Someone doesn't want the help. Why do we do it? Why do we break our head?
Yeah, true.
उनको, if someone is hungry, then you feed that person, he is grateful. If someone is not hungry, whatever you feed, that person will never take gratitude, will not have a gratitude. So why
I,
to work for such people?
yeah, I
But
feel like everything
people
these
who are
people
hungry,
will ask me and they will have to prove by NASA. I'm like, nothing is have to prove by NASA all the time. It's not possible. NASA is still finding some answers, by the way.
you you continue your journey. Thank you so much for your time. It's that way. Leave from here.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
It's
Krishna.
useless to discuss with such people. We will never end up anywhere. Like I went. Please forgive me about saying that. Like I went to India. I went to my uncle's house. He asked a question. Where does it say in book? Where does it say that one should chant 16 rounds? Okay, explain. Where does it say we should only worship Lord Krishna? I picked up from scripture. My kids asked me, Dad, isn't the same question this uncle asked you last time also when you came last year? Hare Krishna, yes, that is true. He asked the same question. I asked give the same answer or whatever answer. After 1 year or after 2 years, there is no change. What is the point in discussing?
Yeah.
So, no point in wasting our time for such people. There are people who would be very eager to actually take up Krishna consciousness. We should take it from there.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, cool. Any other comments?
I think the only way of understanding is the basic when we realize the body and soul, then
Yeah,
we can understand. Even I have these questions probably before. I know Krishna. I mean, I go to temple every day, but I don't know anything Gita, Bhagavatam, life and death and all. But I used to have this question: what will happen after your death and all? But nobody can give you that answer. Only Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So जी point in Hindi we say लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. Sometimes some people have to suffer to realize what has to be done. It somehow doesn't fit in into anybody's brain. Why should I practice spiritual life? When they get into a very dangerous situation, the same people, it's easy for them to actually take up bhakti. Why? Because now that's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, what kind of four people come to Krishna's path? Artho, Artharthi, Jignasu, and so inquisitive, in search of money, in search he is in misery, and one is really searching for Krishna. One wants to get out of birth and death. These are the four kind of people come. When for people they are enjoying life, they will never come to Krishna. Why? अरे सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है लाइफ में. Why do I really need God in my life? And that to Krishna specifically. No, why do I need him? And those people suffer. And when they suffer, they come, Are, I was thinking my money will help. I was thinking about my job will help. Like I remember my wife when she was working and she was admitted in the hospital and I messaged her boss. They fired her and I was living on her insurance. And the hospital got to know the insurance was deactivated. And I was like, Krishna, what do I do? And I, of course, requested my company and they transferred me back, whatever happens. So this guy fired her. Indian guy. Within a month, the company fired him. And he happened to meet one of the another devotee friend. And he shared what had happened. Now, point is that until someone goes through the difficulty, no one never understand what happens, what it feels in the other side of the story, never understands. So some of us, most of the people, the God consciousness comes when they come into difficulty, or even the For some people, even in bhakta, they start bhakti, but the intensity of bhakti, why I should chant 16 rounds, doesn't come. Why? Life अच्छा चल रहा है मेरे को. Why I have to chant 16 rounds now? And that is an unfortunate situation. Like I was just sharing, my my in my council group, there was one army officer. Did I tell you that story? You remember?
Yes, I remember.
That devotee went into the hospital. The devotees were serving, and finally he realized, what am I doing? He was beating his family not to go to the temple. And this guy started chanting 32 rounds every day. And within very short period of time, within a year or two, he left his body. But this is an unfortunate situation, or in his case, it was at least he took up that path. It doesn't happen. Why should I chant 16 rounds? Why should I do that? Why should I follow four regulative principles? वो बोलते हैं ना जब आती है ना तब भागते हैं हम लोग.
Mm.
Until then, it's not urgency. अरे why do I have to do it now? I have so many things to take care of, this, that, and that. When you are lying on the hospital bed on your deathbed, you realize, man, nothing helps me now. Neither my job, nor my family, nor my bank balance. And at that time, only thing which can help me now is Krishna's holy name. And then things change. That is an unfortunate situation, but we should not get into that situation where we become serious when our life becomes serious, and at that time we realize there is nothing else there.
Mm.
Okay, it's already 8:30. Any final reflection before we end?
Prabhuji, one last question, Prabhuji.
Please.
Again. So it's regarding the lamp offering, Prabhuji. I think we have some point 39th or so I do regularly, Prabhuji, but the question is those days, back when there are no electricity. I mean, I hear some stories. So that is the reason we offer a lamp. Even still, there are a few temples in Tamil Nadu, Prabhuji, where they don't put
Light.
the light and all. They do still the offering, and
Yeah.
you can see different parts of the god,
Yes.
and you can enjoy. So that is the concept. But is there any other connection, Prabhuji, with the lamp offering?
Yes. Yes. So our body is made of five elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we offer fire.
Okay.
When we offer incense, we offer bhumi, which is earth. It's made of mud, right?
Yeah.
The right. So that is earth, water, earth and fire. We offer water. You see that in the
Water.
ISKCON, at least you see water. They offer that, and then after that they put that, right? So that's how we offer water. So earth हो गया, water हो गया, fire हो गया, air हो गया. हम लोग चामर करते हैं ऐसे ऐसे करके,
Yeah.
right? And that is how it is. All these things, and ether is offered as well in terms of the conch shell and all that stuff. So that's how it is offered. We offered earth, water, fire, air, and ether.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Okay, I think we'll end here. I have another class in another 10 minutes. But thank you so much. La Prabhupada ki
Yeah.
jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Ending now. We will continue next week.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.